what evidence land classification. Then land surface temperature monitoring. Land surface temperature monitoring. Majorly, we carry out this analysis a lot for northern part of Nigeria because of the heat that is excessive in that area. Then NDVI, normalized difference vegetation index. NDVI is usually carried out for agricultural purpose. You know the plants that are healthy, the ones that are not. Then land surface temperature to estimate the heat that is within a particular area. Urban sprawl, which is land use, land cover classification. You know areas that are built up, areas that are water, areas that are vegetation, and areas that are bare ground. Then the software that we can use for all this is ENVI. It's a remote sensing based software, ENVI. Then there is IDRISI, there is SNAP, which is Sentinel application platform. There is ArcGIS as well. Why the data sets can be the data set that are remotely sensed, Sentinel data 1, 2, 3 to 6, then Landsat 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Thank you for listening.
All right. So I don't know if we're not getting bored with the whole English. A lot of us, some of us, it is not engineering, and I know a lot of us have heard about these terms, especially when you are going to sites for road constructions. You hear something like the topographic survey, the layout map, you hear stuff like this. So the idea of GIS and remote sensing, they work together, okay? And I'm going to explain in this section how we include GIS into remote sensing and what is its own purpose inside GIS and what remote sensing is going to benefit for GIS, okay? So the term GIS is a system of computer software. Okay, we have a lot of software for GIS. We have ArcMap. Some of us have heard of ArcGIS Pro. We have heard of QGIS. These are common GIS software. Doesn't mean that they are not other GIS software. And we have hardware. Okay, they are also part of GIS. So all these includes computer software, hardware, data, and personnel. What personnel entails is you and I. You can't do GIS without human beings. Okay, you need human beings to operate the system, to provide the development of the software, and to make it possible to capture. So all of these things I've mentioned above, they are used to capture, okay? They are used to store, and they are used to retrieve and analyze and display geographic information. So whatever it is that you are capturing what? Geographic information. Whatever you are storing geographic information. Whatever you're analyzing geographic information. And whatever you are displaying what? You are displaying what? Geographic information. I hope you understand where we are going to. Okay? You are displaying geographic information. So now let me ask us a kind of a trickish question from what we've been explaining from the beginning of this class. Where does remote sensing fall among all these: capture, store, retrieve, analyze, display? Where do we use remote sensing? Capture. Very good. It looks like we are following. So we use remote sensing to capture. That is the same thing as the drone. We use the drone to capture data. So the data we are capturing is what? Geographic information that is tied to the location on the Earth's surface. All right. So now, if you talk about just a minute. If you talk about the function of what you're capturing, this GIS software or the hardware itself, okay, this software or hardware must be able to capture data, must be able to store, query data. That means you are retrieving information from the computer. That's you're querying the data. Analyzing the data means you are trying to make decision out of what you've captured, okay? And displaying the data means you are trying to visualize whatever you've captured. You're trying to produce as a map, form of a map. Okay. I remember some of our MOT were here, Ministry of Transport. We went to different sites. To different sites, we captured data with our drone, and some of the data is what we'll be using as our project today too. And so this information we captured on the sites, I remember going to the sites with our colleagues, and we had to fly drone, take pictures, take the coordinates of that place with the drone itself. So the drone helped us to take a lot of information at that point. All right. All right. So the next thing is we'll be talking about how remote sensing data capture can be used in GIS for agriculture, for topographic survey, for national security, for natural resource management, urban and transportation, flood monitoring, and project monitoring and evaluation. Okay, part of the thing we did for the Ministry of Transport was, I believe, we included this. We also included project monitoring and evaluation, and majorly that. All right. So for agriculture, basically you can use GIS to um, predict. Okay, I don't want to say predict. You can use GIS to make decision for farmers on where to um, to plant a particular crop. Okay, you can use GIS. You can give a farmer a result of where is best to plant this type of crop. If you want to go into rice production, or you want to go into cocoa, you want to go into oil palm, there are certain things you need to do, and GIS will help you give best results for all of that. So for something like this, some of our clients must be interested in rice production, for example, and or let's say something like cocoyam or other ones like that. So one of the first things you will look out for are those parameters that will support this type of farming. And we pointed out three major parameters, which is the phosphorus, organic matter, and potassium. And we classified phosphorus into different classes, which is areas that are suitable for crop production for phosphorus, and areas that are suitable and areas that are highly suitable. The first one is areas that are not suitable, areas that are suitable, and areas that are highly suitable. So areas that are highly suitable shows high concentration of phosphorus within that region. Areas that are suitable shows minimum concentration, and areas that are not suitable show that there is no phosphorus parameter around that area. Okay, combined with organic matter, areas that are suitable, not suitable, and highly suitable. Same thing with potassium. Then there's what we call multi-criteria analysis. It's also called overlay analysis. We overlay these results into this and this, combining to give us the results where we have crop suitability map. So the crop suitability map gave us a general overview of the three of them, where is suitable and where is not suitable and where is highly suitable. So the green is showing areas that are highly suitable. That means if you want to go into any production that supports the phosphorus, organic matter, potassium, you should plant first within the green areas. Then if you want to invest in more organic manure and stuff like that, you want to buy them and add to the soil, you can invest in the yellow side. But if you don't have enough cash, you don't need to go to the red side because those areas are not suitable at all. Do you understand? Very good. So now we have the next one we'll be talking about is topographic survey. So topographic survey will help you understand the level of the ground. Okay, you can't just go to an area looking at, if you look outside now, you'll be thinking that from where I'm standing, that place is lower. Okay, but if you fly a drone around that area, it will help you understand the topography of that place. And understanding topography of a place helps you to plan for drainage. It helps you to plan for rice production for swampy area. You know, if you want to produce cultivate for rice, the place needs to be swampy. A little bit of water should be there so that the water will not be flowing in one direction. You understand? That was the main thing for this survey. We did it for a rice farm company industry, okay? And we noticed that we just did an overview from a 3D model kind of view. We show that we're having the top place where as high high grounds, and coming down you have low grounds, and these places are more lower. But if you look at them in a 2D dimension, it will give more picture of what we are talking about. This is the general overview of what we analyzed. Then the black color is showing elevation of 7 point 90 72.42 to 73.6 as the highest elevation. And where do we have that on the map? You can see it up there. Okay. Then we have the lowest color, which is white, at 72.1 meters to 73.06 or something like that. Okay. You can see them down here. So, mere looking at this map, you understand that if rain should fall, does rain go up from up to down or down to up? Up to down. Very good. That means we'll be having more of swampy areas here. Do you understand? Where we have the white colors here, okay? And if you want to level this ground, you can do what they call cut and fill. I know most of us have heard about that. You do cut and fill, you know where to fill from and you know where to take off your land from. Okay? All right, so the next analysis we'll be talking about is the for national security. I know a lot of us have been hearing threats about Boko Haram and all of that. Having a map or a real-time map of national security gives you an understanding of how to plan your traveling. I hope you all agree with me. If you are traveling to Bayelsa, for example, and you have a map that shows real time of the threats within Lagos to Bayelsa, you will know how to plan your routes. And having this with night vision gives you more detailed information of what threat is happening within neighborhoods. Okay, now I'm talking about having a drone for inspection. There was a time we were invited for something like this within the Victoria Island. We had to do something about the security threats within that region. And security threats doesn't come only in the afternoon. It operates mostly at night. So if you want to operate in the night, you have to have a vision that can see at what? Night. And what is that kind of vision that can see at night? You can give me an idea. That vision that can see at night. Infrared. Okay. Infrared can see at night. Okay. It enables you to give different reflection of heat. Okay, and with the reflection of it, you can understand. You know, human beings naturally they emit heat. They have certain temperature. Don't worry, we will answer the question. All right. So now the next thing we'll be looking at is natural resource management. We did a project recently regarding how to invest and best way to invest in Nigeria regarding different resources around us. You can see up here we have Abuja map and below we have Lagos State map. We focus on both of them because we have both branches there. So for Abuja map, I'm going to do a kind of a display. Don't know if my screen will permit me. Mm, okay. Okay, I don't know if we can. Okay. Okay, we'll just give a bit of time. Okay. We have the map loaded already. This is for. So what I have on my screen is a display of different land use in Abuja. When I mean land use, we have vegetation, we have settlements. The red is showing settlements, and the green is showing vegetation. The brown color is showing bare ground, and then the blue is what? Can give me an idea of what blue is? Water body. Very good. So, and I'm going to explain what the map is trying to tell us. Just because of our network, will just give me some time. Okay. Okay, I will go back to that when it comes up. So just because of our time, I don't want to waste much time with it. Okay, so you just permit me to share my screen like this. Okay, so the next one we have there is how to use GIS for transportation and how you can use it to plan further routes. Okay, this is very, very important, especially in Ikeja. Every time, when does traffic start on Monday? I believe we all have a timetable by now. We should have a timetable. Traffic will start by 4 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I don't know when it ends because I've not stayed late at that night by maybe 12 or 11 p.m. All right, so I'm going to play a video showing you the display of how we use a drone to capture an area. You can use this to monitor the traffic within that region. Understanding the traffic and understanding the intensity of the traffic within that region will give you best alternative routes. You can see by my right here, we have another route there, but you notice there's no other route till you get here. Do you understand? So getting to understand this with infrared or heat map, you can even display it with different amount of heat emitting from this region and see how they are choked up within a particular region. Okay. Now, the idea of this video is just to give us an understanding on how to plan if there are too much traffic around here. You can plan for alternative routes. We don't. I know the Ministry of Transportation will know the best answer to this. So, and if you know the best answer to this, you always have parameters to look out for to judge that answer. For example, within Allen roundabout, or let's say within this region now, if there's congestion of traffic here, you can either choose to put traffic lights. Okay, if you notice that there are a lot of people encroaching here, and if you notice that still you put traffic light and you notice that it's still giving intensity within other sub routes, you can have alternative routes within that region. Another one is here, you can choose to increase or expand the road, which is what I will not suggest because we've been expanding a lot of roads in Lagos State these days. So there are a lot of results or idea you can bring out from this data alone. All right, so but I won't be staying in this much. Okay, the next one I have here is how you can use GIS for flood monitoring. And recently we noticed when we did a study in Banana Island, we noticed that the elevation of Banana Island is within 2 meters above mean sea level. So when we studied the okay, let me see if it's hmm, I don't know if it's showing from there. All right, thanks. I'm still trying to load this, still giving me a headache. Okay. So understanding the water table is one thing you should look out for when planning for flood within an area. Okay, understanding the topography of that region helps you to plan better for that flood, and understanding areas that are more um, or high risk zones within this region helps you to plan further for flood. So we noticed that recently Banana Island, Victoria Island generally are having flood problem within that region, and it is because of the topography. And we don't have a database for the flood table, water table, and we don't have a database for the topography. And you know, topography doesn't change in short period of time. If you do a survey around this Allen Avenue, within next 5 10 years, the topography will still maintain the same. You understand? Compared to when you are doing drainage, and it helps you to best plan for drainage. Plan for drainage helps you to understand what direction will you channel the water. Okay, the more rain falls, the water does what? Increases. Okay, and when the water increases, it goes into any direction it can find its way into. And when it finds its way into, it gets stuck there because there is no drainage. And the essence of drainage is for water passage, to direct the water to another route. So understanding the topography of that region will give you an idea on how to channel this water. You won't want to channel the water from down to up. You channel it from what, up to down. And it will best flow with that because okay, and again, if you are having a topography within a region, you know the highest elevation, the lowest elevation. You can plan for, you can even do a mini dam for the lowest elevation within that region. So that's for that. We can discuss about that later on. Okay, now this is for the project monitoring and evaluation. We did something like this for um, my colleagues, the Ministry of Transport, and we were able to go to different locations in Lagos. They went to about 10 sites. So for each site, um, we all have access to internet. You don't have to go to the site every day. Just you can just send some units of staff to just go to the site, capture real time information. For every real time information you capture, you can always map them on site. And when you map them on site, for example, I have here, we have Agege, we have Secretariat, we have Ikorodu here. So if I should click on Ikorodu, for example, Ikorodu is going to give me the coordinates of that location. And we can also include the date it was captured, and we can include the pictures we took for that day. For the pictures we took for that day, you can also view other images and video that was captured with the drone. So if the project supervisor is at the office monitoring what is happening on site, it can be well displayed like this. The project supervisor don't not have to follow you with the rest of the team to the site and mapping, trying to know how to best plan for the site. You can just send a unit to do a real-time mapping of that site, and you can view this in a larger view, understanding the terrain of that region, and you can do as much as that for other sites. If I should go to Koro Road, we also have the same thing for this as well. If you open it in different tab, you can see the picture displayed in that location, and this will best give you the status currently of that region. I hope you understand. So let me see if this has. Okay, we did a project recently about how to best invest within Lagos State and within Abuja. Okay, where I have the green, we have the vegetation in Lagos State, and by my right here is 2022, which is the current year, and by my left here is 2019. Okay, and the vegetation is showing green, urban areas is shown as red, and water body is shown as blue, bare ground is shown as gray, I believe. Okay, so if I should display or move my cursor to the left, it gives me more results of what is happening currently in 2022. Okay, having results of what is happening in 2022, you can see high population increase in 2022, and you will notice increase in population around the seashore here in 2022. You can also use this to monitor the water table for that year or for that month if you carry out the analysis for that month. And you know that rain usually fall within certain months of the year. Okay, so you can understand the extent at which the water increases, and you can understand the extent at which it reduces within a particular month in a year. And if I reduce this, you notice that there is low concentration of population around this area. I'm going to do a slow motion of this. You can see the increase, and you can see the slow concentration of population around this region. The same thing with vegetation. You can see more population has increased within this region. If you have more population increase within this region, you can know with the vegetation as well, you can know where it's best to invest for farming. You understand? in the future. So with GIS and you have results like this, you can predict 2024, 2025, how Lagos is going to look like in 2025. You can see our mainland is choked up already in 2019 and it will continue getting choked up. But you can look for where should I invest next as a real estate agent. Do you understand? As a farmer, where should I invest next? Okay. As okay, let's stop there. All right. I don't know if you have questions, you can just jot them down and we'll answer all of that later on. So now, lastly, I'm going to be talking about how this is more impactful within our population of Nigeria. We can see that in Nigeria, 2020, we have about close to 206.1 million Nigerian alone. 206.1 million Nigerians. And in Africa, we have about 1.21 billion population, which is giving high increased demand of population. And you see that recently we've been having more graduates, apart from the last strike. We've been having more graduates, about 600 graduates, 600,000 graduates yearly. So now where I'm going to is this. If you apply a solution for one person like this transportation, we know that in a day, an average person will spend 5 to 6 hours, or let's say 4 to 6 hours on the road, which is not productive. Do you understand? An average person that is coming out from school that wants to be productive, because it is from this small, or I don't want to say small, or let's say small business owners that are grown, that are coming to be, that will make the country wealthy. You check other states like in America, you notice that it is not really the big company that really gives the country its own profits. It's from all these small shops, small real entrepreneurs that brings up this. So now where I'm going to is this: for every one person, you are able to solve 5,000 naira profit if you use GIS application in Nigeria, or let's say in Lagos State, for example. And if you are solving for one person 5,000 naira profits, you multiply it by 600,000 graduates yearly, you're having about 3 trillion. How much did they say was missing in our? Okay. So I hope you understand where I'm going to. You don't have to look at the stress, but look at the value at which you are getting from this data and how you are applying GIS. If you apply GIS in Lagos alone, I'm telling you, traffic will be well distributed. Do you understand? If you apply GIS in Lagos alone, traffic will be well distributed. I checked Texas, for example. Texas in America is also populated. But the way at which they channel their roads. Let me show you, for example. I'm going to use this to close up the slide. Okay. I'm going to open Google Map. I believe everybody have access to this. And I'm going to navigate to Texas, okay, in the US. I'm using Texas because I believe it's well known. And if I scroll down, you're seeing, okay, let's go to San Diego. If I scroll down, you see more information on this. Okay, you can see the way they channel the road. I just want us to understand something. I'm going to do direction with a car from one section to another section, and it will give me at what time am I going to arrive there. Let's say, for example, I want to take direction from this point to this point. Okay, you can see that it's giving me, okay, I think it's taking it from Texas. So that means from Texas to San Diego, which is how many miles? Let's saw something like, let me, 60, okay, we have 61.4 miles. Okay. Do you know that my house to Ikeja, my house to Ikeja is actually 24 kilometers, and it took me yesterday like 2 hours because of the traffic. Now let's do Ikeja. Let me not tell you where my house is. Let's do Ikeja to, I'm coming, Bagada. You see that Ikeja Let's not say Ikeja to Texas. Ikeja to let's say Ikeja to let's just say Victoria Island. Ikeja to Victoria Island is how many kilometer? 28. And how many kilometer makes 1 mile? You can guess. How many kilometer makes 1 mile? Okay. For the sake of the teacher, let's check online. Okay. We have 1 kilometer, 1.6 kilometer to 1 mile. All right. And for 24 kilometers, we are having 28.9 kilometer. We are having how many? Just 57 minutes. Do you understand? We're having 57 minutes. Now, the idea of all this thing is to let you understand the route. If you notice, we are having high concentration of traffic just within this region. And when we check Texas, did you see anything like traffic there? You did not see anything like traffic. Now, the way Google Map operates is we give you the what's best route with limited traffic and good road. Okay? They give you best route with limited traffic and good road. So I'm going to be rounding up very soon. You can see everywhere is green. So even if we are following the Google Maps to just make sure that anywhere that is red, let's make it green. You understand? Anywhere that is just red, let's just make it green. How can you make it green? You look for alternative routes. If I should zoom down here, you will notice that the way at which they distribute the roads, even in this place, we have 3 or 4 lanes just within this region. If this one is blocked, the next one will what? Be opened. And you notice all of them, they are leading still to that same direction. I hope you understand it. So I'm going to use this to round up the whole discussion. I want to say appreciation to my colleague, Surveyor Yinka Jamba, and I believe with this you understand the extent of how you can apply GIS and work with remote sensing to make application within all different ministries. If you use remote sensing with like drone, which is available to all of us, and apply it with GIS, okay, this will solve a lot of things. Okay, it will solve a lot of things. So thank you so much for your time. I want to say a big thank you for coming. And if you have any question, you can just pass it to my colleague at the back station. Does anybody have any question? Does any of us have any question? I'm coming. When I should bring the snacks down. I don't know if any of us have any question we want to trash out. So sorry, our captain was unable to make it today, so he was in Abuja and he had to make a flight down to Lagos. I don't know, maybe there must have been a delay. Okay, sir. Sir? Not really. We pointed out agriculture, but since we have more transportation, that's why I went into that road. Yes. Yes, it's a very good question. If transportation will invest in the software and the drone, which one will you go for? Is that the question? Okay. The that's a tricky question. My advice is that you invest in both of them with low, let's say, cost of investment. You don't have to start with, for example, now let me give you an idea. This mattress costs about $12,000. That's for now. If you're trying to get this mattress, you'll be looking at let's say 5.5 or 6 million. Okay. And this Phantom, I think they've been discontinued, but then it was around 1.5, 1.2 million. Do you understand? I can advise that, okay, you want to try and reduce costs, but you want to go for a very big hardware. You said that software and the drone. Instead of you just going for the drone, buying the drone, if you capture the data, how will you manage it? Do you understand? If you capture the data, to manage it, will you now employ another company to be managing your own data? Why not invest in your own self? You get, the software these days is very easy to have access to. Okay, this the drone is even more expensive. No, is the drone more expensive than the software? They almost have the same price. So what I would just suggest is go for software that can be um profits wise. Okay, and I would suggest something like ArcMap. You don't have to spend much for ArcMap. ArcMap is the same software we use in developing some of all these things, some of the results I explained to you. ArcMap is very okay to invest in. Okay, and the drone, you don't, funny enough, you know that both of them, they have the same, there's not much difference with the flight time. This one takes about 30 minutes, the other one takes about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, for the two batteries. Thank you. So both of them take about 40 minutes for the two batteries. Why not buy this one too? You understand? But the result you get from here is, you, like I said initially, you have to define your aim. If your aim is to be capturing or monitoring locations for bus stops to monitor traffic, okay, you have to define what and what do you need to get from that traffic monitoring, the type of data you get from traffic monitoring. Then that will give you the idea of what spec of drone to buy. You understand? At times you'll be seeing traffic at night. That means you will need a drone with infrared. Actually, this let me not point. Is it beggar the road? There's sometimes you meet traffic is always in the evening. Okay, monitoring traffic in the evening, one of the data you will be getting is the amount, number of vehicles that are encroached within a particular layout or road, number of vehicles that are encroached, and how to minimize that traffic, especially with the time. If you study Lagos to an extent, you will know that Lagos, within, even in the afternoon by 1, 2, you'll be seeing traffic, which is not supposed to be. So if you know that, okay, there is traffic, let's give Allen roundabout for example. There's traffic at Allen roundabout. You can use drones like this, commercial drones like this, to study it. What you just need to do is get more batteries. Okay, you can do a survey for just full 1 month. You can, yes, you can do it with this for 1 month. Do continuous survey, because you are trying to beat costs. I understand that, and if government can invest in this, like full investment, there are drones that are wired. It's not all drones that comes with battery. When I mean wired, is like they have extension wire. So the drone wire is plugged to a station while the drone is on the air, continuous. Okay, continuous surveillance. So in that kind of idea, you'll be building something like a station for that drone, that it won't have any kind of interference. You know that, okay, at every point in time, maybe by 2 p.m., this drone is taking off by this time, is landing by this time. Next day is taking off by this time, is landing by this time. If you study that route for 1 month, tell me why won't you have exact results for 1 year. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Yes. You can, it's just about artificial intelligence. The same way we count vehicles with this camera. You see some of these cameras, they count just plate numbers. You get. So there's a way you is built these days. You just apply it to the camera and it counts, or not even the camera, it's just this the sensor, okay, and it counts the number of vehicles that are passing by within that region. It's very, very possible. So your drone can count number of vehicles, yes, but you have to now get a drone specially built for that. One of the disadvantages about this drone is that you don't have all of them in one. You find it difficult to have infrared, LiDAR together, and optical. Anytime you see drones like that, you see the price is very, very expensive. So what people do is that they just buy a drone specially built for that purpose alone. You list out all the type of sensor you need for that project. Then look for a drone that fits into that and use it to capture your data. So that when you know that you're capturing your data, the next thing is how to store the data, just like the definition of GIS. You store your data, and the next thing, creating a geodatabase gives you a room for querying and storing and all of that. And when you analyze your data, you're making results, giving out decisions why this is happening, why this should be stopped, and how it should be stopped. That's for that. I don't. I've been able to answer the question. Yes, with the software. Software, yes. So if you use the software, you can't just buy the hardware alone. You have to get the hardware and the software. So if you get the hardware and the software, it gives you room for. And the next thing is the personnel. You have to train your personnel, train your guys to be able to make use of all this equipment, and definitely everything will work better. Yes, sir. Okay, let me give you the mic so that I don't know if it's still recording. Okay, I can just put this on here.
So I have an idea of people then that purchase drones from abroad to Nigeria,
Yes,
and they are having issues of immigration, license, and whatever.
yes, yes.
So what and what? So that
Okay, that is it a trickish question? Okay, I'm going to be explaining that. That was why we invited my colleague, Captain Promise. He has more detail on that, but I also have some of details on that, which is what we are working on at Geoinfotech. Okay, we are developing a kind of institute that will enable everyone to be registered as a pilot. Okay, if government can approve something like this, it will give room for development. Okay, you won't say because phone can be used by bandits, that doesn't mean that everybody will not use it in the nation. You understand? It's left for you to channel best way on how to use it. You understand? So one of the fear of a government is that we are scared of people using it for theft and all those things. Because if you should fly a drone to someone else's property, yeah, it's national security threat on its own. You understand? So if we can build an institute, which is what we are doing, we always have a beginner's class for drone pilots. We give you a breakdown, rudiment on how to operate a drone, the rules and regulation of what drone entails in Nigeria and also in America because they have the FAA. So we give you rules and regulation of that, and we streamline this to make you perfect on how to use this equipment. So if the government can build up a kind of an institute like this that will be training people to become a pilot. That is why we are establishing this institute. We can partner with the government. They can build up something to train people as a pilot. Then you don't have to say that because people are bringing in drone, let's seize them. Give them license just the way you have driver license. For every drone that is licensed, it has a serial number. For every drone that is flying in the sky, if this drone is flying in the sky, I will be able to see helicopter, aeroplane, anything flying on the sky. I'll be able to see them. The same thing with the FAA, Aviation Authority. They'll be able to see all of this. So why are you scared of giving people access to drones? So now the reason why they are seizing this drone is because they don't have license. End user license. They call it end user license. And end user license, there's what we have in Nigeria. We have the RPAS OC license. RPAS, we call it ROC license. RPAS means remotely piloted aircraft system, and the OC means operator certificate or operation certificate, operator certificate. Okay, it is required of every pilot that you register your drone with the NCAA. When you register your drone with the NCAA, you have opportunity to submit your application to the National Security Advisor. Yes, sorry, and the NSC, the National Security Advisor. Then when you submit your application to the NSA will give you license, ROC license. Full meaning is RPAS ROC license. Okay. Then the ROC license will give you permission to operate drone in Nigeria. So you see where the problem comes in is where to submit your application to the National Security Advisor. Okay, which is part of what we are looking into.
Questions online. We're taking questions online.
Okay, we have questions online too. Yeah, I hope that has answered your question, sir. Okay, we have questions online. You can help me read them.
He has not said the question, but just
How do you now know you ask questions?
say you have not given us
Opportunity to ask.
online. So
Okay.
I should write it.
Okay, if you have questions online, please, I was very sorry about that because managing the two view is kind of difficult. If you have questions, just drop it on the message section. Just type it there, the question you have. Then we'll try as much as possible to address them. And we are trying to work with time because every one of us is going home with this traffic outside there. All right. So if anybody have question within the room, so we can all answer the question. We have. Okay, sir.
So all this information, is there a database where maybe like online database where all this data that you capture can be stored in, or
Okay.
you just store the data on the computer or something? Is there any provision for like cloud
Okay, it's
database where
cloud sourcing and a cloud.
yes.
Okay, yes. Now, for that question, there are different type of data you want to store. In GIS, we have the vector data, we have the raster data. Those are the major type of data. If you want to store the raster data, that's where the drone comes in. Okay, and yes, there is a database for online cloud. But if you want to create your own, or you want the government to create it for the country, and data itself is it's security wise, okay, in kind of a way, you have to know what type of data you upload online. You get, you can choose to store data about that. The part of the question you ask is the reason why we created Geoinfotech store. If you check on the website, you have Geoinfotech store there. We have uploaded as many type of shapefile, raster data, topography maps. We've uploaded a lot of maps and a lot of data there for people to just have access to. So now, but if your question is, are you talking about data for drone or generally just GIS data? Okay, for Nigeria per se, right? Yes, there are other websites you check. You check like humanitarian data dot com, something like that. They have something like this. But some website or some providers, they are limited. Like I believe there's this website you heard of Pix4D. It's one of these companies that also support drone mapping. Okay, they created a platform where you can upload all your images, all your data to those platforms. So all kind of platforms available for what you just asked now is they won't be available for both raster, vector, everything. You see some that is just available for drone alone, just to upload your drone images, they will mosaic it and it will be stored just the way Google Map is stored. You understand? And you see some that are just uploaded for vector, like OpenStreetMap. Now you can download different vector files there. It's like a data warehouse too. You can download for different sections. So it depends on what data you are storing. You won't get them in one place, but most of them there is availability for that. Yes, yes, grade 3 is available. Grade 3 is available. So if I should open this website now, Geoinfotech Store, we were still developing it and it has come to a point where it is well developed. And you'll notice some data for this. Now we created a map where you can go to any location in Nigeria specifically. If you go to Niger, you will see maps, everything that contains in Niger. But currently for this one, we only have maps there. We are still trying to upload different types of data, raster data, vector data, so we can have them here. And if you scroll down, we recently published some maps here. You can see this one is the agroecological map of Nigeria. And this one is also the transport interchange map. This one is Kwara State Ekiti topographic map. And this one was our recent last masterclass manual about how to, it's a lot of steps on how to learn GIS. And this one talks about geological map of Nigeria produced in 1957. So we have some of these maps are free, like this one, they are free. Why they write their monetary value? Okay, and if you scroll down, you have other ones, and we also have available drones, but drones definitely they are not free, and we have other data. Now for this one, you can download data sets for Ekiti. If you go to Ekiti, for example, or let's say Abuja, for example, or we're still uploading it, but I believe we've uploaded to some extent. Okay, we uploaded water body for Abuja. If you check other regions, you can download for other states. So for Abuja now, if you click on water body, we'll see add maybe road, pipeline, or waterways and rivers and stuff. So it enables every individual to be able to create analysis within by themselves. You don't have to go to the site and start mapping, going from the scratch, because that's where the value of data comes in. For somebody to have done the field work, you give it to another person. You don't have to go back to the field again. Just use that same data to add up to what you want to create. All right. I hope that has answered your question, sir. Do we have any other question online? No question online. We've given them access to talk. Okay, now if you can't ask question online, you can just go to the WhatsApp of the number below on our website. There's a number that ends with 77. Okay, you can send a message to this number 77, and I believe it should be projected. So we have limited time. We only have about 1 minute or so to end this class. And do we have any other question before we call it a day? Do we have any question? So, and I'll use this opportunity to just give a brief talk about what Geoinfotech do. We don't have the flyer here. Okay. Okay, sir. Schedule of training. Yes, sir. If you we have that online. Once you go to the website Geoinfotech, just click on /events. Okay, once you click /events, you will see all the trainings coming up for this month, for next month, for this week, for next week. So we make this workshop available. We do it once in a while just to the way of giving back to people, and it is also an opportunity for us to tell you that today is our 50th anniversary. Thank you for that. Not 50 years. All right, so like this workshop now, it was slated for the 4th. After today, I believe it will be changed to another year, maybe another day, another month. And the next 1 year is the beginner's class on how to learn GIS. So we have a beginner's class which is coming up on the 18th of this month. And we have another one, the same thing with remote sensing and Google Earth Engine. This was developed with remote sensing Google Earth Engine. Okay, this was developed with Google Earth Engine with our Ebenezer, Mr. Ebenezer in Abuja branch. He's one of our GIS professional. He developed this to enable users to be able to plan further, know where we have population in 2019. We are proposing, if the government can assist, we can do for every year. Okay, if you do for every year 2020, or let's say from 1990 to 2020, 1995 to 2020 to 2025 to 2010, 2015, like that, you can understand the pattern at which Lagos itself is growing. If you understand the pattern at which Lagos State is growing, you will understand how we got here and how we can manage this, because we still have opportunity for different lands here. And this will be an opportunity for us, for the government to plan on how to reduce the population here. Do you understand? You can reduce the population here and bring them towards this side by the right here. And also, I believe a lot of that comes in play. So this gives you understanding on how to just plan the city. You get so, and so from what I was explaining, we have I think let me see. Okay, so remote sensing and Google Earth Engine for level 2 and level 1. And we have advanced class in geography information system, how to. So now in GIS, we have 3 different classes. One is beginners, and the second one is beginners to intermediate. That is from scratch to intermediate. But this advanced class is majorly just advanced. So you must have learned the beginners to intermediate before you know advanced. So we made this like this because if you, in our observation of previous class, we noticed that staying too much in a class sometimes can make it so tiring. So we have to reduce it and schedule the time so that it fits in properly, so you can have arrangement of plans within for yourself. We have for Lagos and Abuja. This is for Abuja. This is for Lagos. Yeah, and we have mapping with GIS for maritime boundary. For those into maritime, we have drone pilot training for beginners, and we have intermediate class. This is intermediate to beginners intermediate class, and we have the same in Lagos and Abuja. Then we have training on AutoCAD for surveying and mapping for those into surveying. Okay, so understanding how you can use surveying and GIS. Okay, that's what it entails. And a professional drone pilot training. This is from scratch to professional level. And we recently published a class, which is the new one we added. I don't know if it is here. Okay, yes, that's scripting in ArcGIS for Python. So we teach you about on how to use Python. That's as a programmer in GIS. We have one of our facilitators, which is very good. Is one of our facilitators that develops software like that. Like we're using Python. You can use Python to do a lot of things in ArcGIS. That's you are going way advanced in ArcGIS. Okay, in GIS generally. So this one is coming up. Okay, we started on the 2nd of November. So, but we are having a shift because of those that came in late. We'll be doing another training. We'll be shifting this date to, I believe, next week or next week, but it will be published on the website. Should be 18th. Yes, we'll be shifting it to 18th of November. That's for how to learn Python. So among all these things, this is basically our schedule for the month. We always update it every month. So among all this, we don't just train, we assist most freelancers or company entrepreneurs. They need for more supervisors, they need more staff for their projects, or we engage in professional projects for them. We can assist them in drone, GIS survey, mapping. We can assist them in geodatabase management, in remote sensing. If you want to capture satellite data for the whole state or anywhere, you need data, you need information on that. We can assist you to do field work with land surveying. So generally, what we do, we deal with GIS, Geography Information System. We also deal with drone capturing, mapping, and surveying. And also we deal with land surveying. We have two land surveyors, which are the one of our land surveyors, Surveyor Yinka, which is one of is the major surveyor for Lagos branch. He's a registered surveyor, and a lot of people know about him. So if you want to survey your land, you can meet him. And we have our land registered surveyor in Abuja as well, Surveyor Etu. He is one of the facilitators handling Abuja branch. So we also do training and we do consultancy. So those are the major things we do. All right. And I believe if you have any question, we can all, that's all for now. And if you have any question, we can trash. Okay. Okay, somebody wants to say something from online. You can unmute the person, you can allow the person to talk. Mr. Flex, or you can we are all with you now. You can voice out. Hello, Mr. Flex, you might want to unmute your mic. Okay, I believe we just have to continue. Okay. So just a token of appreciation, I want to say I'm inviting my colleague to do a appreciation talk, and we'll be taking a group picture. I don't know if it's okay by us taking a group picture. You said? Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Sorry. Please. We did a competition. All right. And along the advert for this workshop, how many attempts? How many participants uh, for the competition? 20 entries. So we did a competition. We said that I don't know. Can we display the map? we did a mapping competition that everybody should develop a map. The best person with the map will collect a gift. So the idea of the map was they should develop a map or design a map showing different parties. You know, it's election period, so we want to know different the states that have with political parties. So I know Lagos State. What is Lagos State representing in political party? What is Abuja representing in political party? What is Nasarawa representing? So who is the first winner? Actually, we have two winners in Abuja. The first and second was in Abuja. Third is Yeba, Lagos. Is the person name here? Do I have to call the person or you come out? We should, okay. Do you have the map there? Okay, wait first. Let me. Um, this one. Okay. Let me see this one. First, this first. This second. So, okay, we'll start with first then. Okay, do we have the person's name and the person's name is on the map. Okay, this is the first winner map. The guy tried actually. He did a good map. So I won't extend, but we're making some corrections. Okay, we're making some corrections, and I believe the person to will be aware of the corrections. And we'll make some observations to also explain to us why we chose this map as the best map. We compile all the 20 list of maps that were submitted and we send them to our GIS department, and they pick 3 out of those maps. What is the person's name? Wait first, wait first. Don't check. Go and use your phone and check. Yeah, go and use that one first. So now you'll notice that number one, when developing a map, when designing a map, you maintain the spacing between this side, the X and Y. The spacing must be equal as a cartographer. In GIS, there's what they call the displaying part, that visualizing your map, you are a cartographer. Or creating a map is they are known to be a cartographer. They are known to be cartographers. Okay, there are rules and regulations when designing a map. Okay, just like when you are writing a letter, there's a way you put the address, the title, and the body, the yours sincerely, and all of that. And when creating a map, you don't make you try and balance both sides. You notice that he included the scale bar here, and he included an inset map here, and also included something here as well. Not that everything will be in one corner, and you have everything just discussing and everything, like it's not too balanced. All right. Secondly, he explained to us where Nigeria is coming out from in Africa as a world map, and also showed different neighboring countries. It is giving us an idea on how we can locate Nigeria as a whole. Do you understand? And secondly, displaying your map with colors is very, very important. You don't just put anyhow colors. You have to put a color that can be visualized easily. And I see a lot of us, we put a lot of, I say every time somebody puts the logo of APC to use as the boundary of the map, okay? And he explained the different colors with the legend here, and still he uploaded the logo of them neatly on the map. You understand? It is not too shouting, it's well packaged, and it showed a legend here that this blue is this. But the problem that we have is that we having two similar colors here. You should have used a different color entirely, not even light green and dark green. You should have used a different color, maybe red or gray or something, but not too shouting. And again, you notice that there are colors that are keep, and there are colors that are light. You have dark red and you have light red. It maintains the same color brightness for everything. One is not too dark. They are within the same style. And again, he exempted out the capital, trying to let us know that this is the capital of the guy over so so and again, what beautiful part is this? He explains to us that okay, we have more of this color than this one compared to this one. Do you understand? Maybe I should look for his name and find it. We explain we would like to even give him an employment because this guy is impressing me personally when seeing the map. He gave a bit of statistics just looking at the map because the essence of a map is to speak to the reader. If your map is not speaking, is not giving any information. Effective, thank you very much. That's my surveyor. Effective communication. And it shows that the light green is the lowest. That means if you read the legend here, I don't want to mention the party, so I will not go and think we are supporting one party. We are not supporting any party. In short, no, let's not mention that. Okay, let me tell you your year. This says APGA. Okay, APGA. He even gave his statistics here again that APG, oh God, APGA is one, APC, I don't know. So, we're not supporting it. Please don't quote us for that. The reason why we suggested this was because it's something that is trendy. We just say let's just develop something. And let me tell you something about this campaign too. For those that are into party, I don't want to give them a trick though, but if you know that if you have a kind of map like this and you are within one unit, you know that you are not in another state. Maybe let's say Tokwe is in Nasarawa and Surveyor Yinka is in Abuja. You know that your strength of advertisement will fall where? Abuja. Because you've already gained access to Nasarawa. Let's say, yeah, you gain access to Nasarawa. I'm just giving an idea of how to plan. You understand? And if you check the trend of different election period, you understand that, okay, let's say PDP is winning in this social section and APC is winning here. What are the polling units? What are the wards? If you understand the trend, you'll be able to counter some areas on how to invest in advertisement. You don't just put banner everywhere. You understand? You don't just put banner everywhere. Why won't you put banner? You actually put banner where you are having less strength of recognition, and you know how to plan for that. So, but that's that for that. So, so the name of the winner is Victor Mayowa Adedokun. Victor Mayowa Adedokun is the first winner. Victor Mayowa Adedokun, who I believe in Abuja will be giving him the present. He's not here in Lagos. He's in Abuja. So the first winner is entitled to what is it? Okay, we'll be having a free drone pilot training with us. We'll be giving him a certificate. We'll also be giving him the manual. We're giving him the jotter, and so we'll be having a free. I'll do as if I don't hear that. We're not giving drone, no. We're giving drone training. So you have free access to come for training. We'll give you the full training for the next batch. That's on the 18th. If you not come on the 18th, you can come on the next batch. And if you want to sell your ticket to your friend, it's fine. You can sell the ticket to your friend, or you want to give your colleague, you can give your colleague. So the first winner is Victor Mayowa Adedokun. So now the second winner, I'm going to rush this. Okay. The second winner is okay, this is the second winner. The second winner is Bashir Abubakar Adamu. Abubakar Adamu. He also did a good job. I don't want to talk much on that, so I will not waste time. You notice, I'm suspecting if it's the same person I see. Because I've seen similar. Okay, let's leave that. The second winner is entitled to Okay, the person wants to come for the drone pilot training, you don't have to pay completely. We give you 50% off, 50% discount. You're also entitled to the manual, the exam, you have the certificate and the JOTA as well. So for every training we conduct, we have an examination online board management system that rates every participant. If you score less than 40%, we don't issue certificate based on standard regulation. And for 5 years, we've never had anybody that scored less than 4%. So, and okay, I'll be going to the third winner. The third winner is Adebayo Ayobami Oluwafemi. Who is Adebayo Ayobami Oluwafemi? Okay, yes, he's the one for Lagos branch. And yes, he's here. Stand up, you can stand up. You can share him on the display. Okay, Adebayo Ayobami Oluwafemi. You can bring you closer to him now. All right. Don't let the phone fall. There's no insurance. So Adebayo Ayobami won the third position. What is the gift for the third position? Okay, we'll be having access to the manual for drone mapping and surveying. So that's the gift we'll be giving to the third participants. And because of this, I'll also give him, just for the sake of this, I'll give him access to this second winner too, just for the sake of this. We have access to the second winner. That means he will be coming for the drone, 50% discount for the drone pilot training. So in case you want to come for the drone pilot training, you don't have to pay. You can sell your tickets, or if you have family friends, or you want to come yourself, you give you 50% discount. So you don't have to pay for the full training payment, and you have access to the manual as well.